Welcome to today's edition of the Magical Human Show. Today is Thursday, the 12th of March, and we're doing this in advance of tomorrow's Friday, the 13th of March, and that would make Friday the 13th an extremely feminine number and day, Friday being Venus, 13 being the number for women and domesticity and domestic bliss and luck. And it was International Women's Day last Sunday, but really they could have waited till this Friday the 13th. That's just my view. I'm Claire the Oily Witch, and this is.
June Tranmer Wellbeing, and I totally concur. And we're here on Thursday. Mainly it's my fault because I can't do tomorrow because I'm on that fabulous course that I'm going to do, which is all about transforming your DNA memories and emotions that we've inherited from our parents and ancestors. The thing is, there's nobody else on the course that's in York. Of course, it's
Oh,
being held in York, but there are people coming from afar, which is lovely that they're doing that. But, I've got nobody to do it for me except for the people on the course. So that's all right. I will now be practicing on everybody, and maybe I can do it for myself. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, we'll see.
you can do it
We'll
on
see.
me.
Yes, I can. Yes, I will indeed. You're in the list. I need to
Oh,
make a list.
make a list, put me on it.
More
Um,
lists. Yes.
That's super interesting, and I really look forward to interviewing you about that because I am deeply interested as someone who, well, is just fascinated by the human body, past lives, how it shows up, genetic inheritance, all of
Mm.
that, and epigenetics. And I have been studying palmistry or hand reading, as my teacher would prefer that it's referred to, because
That's
you're
good.
not just reading the palms, you're reading the fingers, you're reading the skin, you're reading the fingerprints, you're reading the size of everything, the color, the shape, everything, and
Mm.
using your intuition. And what is so interesting is that I might have said this last time, but the lines on the hands, and the fingerprints are formed within the first 3 months of gestation. And the way the fingerprints are formed, did I say this last time, is
No, but I know this already. I'm nodding because I've got one of those books with the photographs of the babies
in
inside the womb, and the fingerprints are very much there.
And it's all dependent on what the mother's thinking, feeling, eating. So what
Mm.
she's consuming on all levels
Mm.
denotes and then your fingerprints set for life denote your personality type in a way, like an overarching thing, like just some really serious, like key information about what kind of learner you're going to be, what you're going to be interested, all of that.
Mhm.
And when you're unwell, there's too much going on in your head, or you're physically unwell, your fingerprints disappear. Now, so somebody that is losing their fingerprints will know that they're not very well. Also,
Wow.
it's just fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And babies are born with just 3 lines on their hands, I believe. It starts with the heart line, which comes in when the heart is actually developing in the womb.
Fifth
Then,
month, month five.
then the headline, when the brainstem has finished developing.
I'm not sure when that is, but yeah.
And
Mm.
then the lifeline. No other lines appear because the baby hasn't started living yet. And it needs to live. Now, the reason for that, I'm trying to look because I wrote this down last night about the amount of, because the electrical impulses of our brains create the lines on our hands, which is why lines can appear and disappear on the dominant hand throughout your life. And that's why dementia sufferers have very few lines because they're not really here anymore. Credible. And as people are getting closer to death, the lines disappear. And I think you have something like 80 meters of nerve fiber per square centimeter on the surface of your fingers. And if you damage your fingerprints, like burn them or anything like that, you can still have your fingerprints taken because the sweat glands will still be in the same formation.
Oh,
So you will still get caught when you're doing that crime. So that's it. I mean, I just think your hand is your biological QR code. It's just incredible, incredible, and so much you can tell, and about people who've been abused, who've got family skeletons in the cupboard, just you can take it so deep, and it's another map. So the fact that your friend stroke colleague is running this course on DNA, did you say it's kind of DNA manipulation of the
DNA transforming.
transforming,
That
so
means
change,
healing
yeah,
ancestral
healing
trauma that we've
the
inherited,
ancestral
basically.
trauma.
In my head, that's what it's saying.
Well, yeah. And so your lines are, a lot of your lines are genetic. So you'll
Yes,
have similar lines to your family had.
yes,
It will
yes,
tell the family story. So
yes.
if you heal them on your DNA level, then
You
that's
will
going to
see the
change your brain
changes.
programming, which is going to change the lines on your hand.
Do you want to take a picture of my hand now? And then we'll find out next time we
Yeah,
meet
what I need you
how
to
it's going
do
to change.
is put some ink on it or lipstick or something and then send me. Well, I guess you could send me a picture. You would need to send me a picture,
I'll
but it'd
take
have
a
to be a
picture with
good
my
picture.
phone. Yeah.
Yeah, take a good picture, and so I can see it. I've got a special fingerprinting kit now, but you couldn't
Wow.
put a whole hand on there, just fingerprint.
I have an ink pad that I used to use for my logo
No, I tried
printer
that one.
thing.
It's too thick.
Yeah. Okay.
I already tried that because I was
You
like,
have
oh,
to have
I don't need to
special
buy one of
fingerprint
these.
stuff.
I'm going, I could just do this, but no, the fingerprinting one is much lighter ink.
Of course.
So because the other one's quite heavy, so you don't get the
It
line.
would fill in all the gaps. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Oh, this is so fascinating. Well, just on that note, um, I spotted an interesting thing, and I've sent it to the lady who's doing the course, teaching the course, Tammy, said, "What do you make of this?" But she hasn't replied. I will see her tomorrow and I will find out what she thinks. What it's saying is that we inherit our mother's brain, which is rather scary for me because my mother's mother was a bit of a numpty.
And my mother's mother was scary as hell and completely emotionally illiterate. So, wow. Uh,
Yes.
I'm not,
I
I'm not
think talking
sure.
about intellectual capacity.
No, she had a far superior intellectual capacity than I did. So,
Maybe I
yeah.
haven't grown into it yet. What I'm worried about is that my mother's mother ended up with dementia. So, yeah.
Well,
Did she end up? No, she just lost her. I don't know. I don't know what happened to her. After her husband died, she kind of lost the plot.
yeah, but you're not like that.
And I'm not like that, and I'm not married, so nah.
Yeah, no, you don't have to. Yeah, exactly. You're not dependent on a man.
No, no, yeah, and I'm not a replica of her. And I don't think they were saying that, but I thought it was very interesting, and I wonder how it fits with this, what I'm going to
Well,
start doing tomorrow. So we'll
yeah.
see.
Well, that is interesting in terms of when we did the DNA testing in the family, I mean, the DNA testing, the IQ testing at Christmas, my son's IQ level was very close to his father's, and my daughter's was very close to mine.
You said that. That's
So
fascinating.
I'm just in relation to what you just said, I'm just like, okay, what's
Hmm.
going on there? Um,
Hmm.
really interesting. The other big thing to mention, which is the spinning ball in the back of the room, which is destroying my life at 1,000 miles an hour, is Mercury retrograde, which I was trying really hard to be really cool about because
Yeah,
I'm
you
run
were
by
so
Mercury.
cool about it
I
last
was like,
time.
Mercury's retrograde. Guys, if anything goes
I knew.
wrong, just slow down. I think that's because I knew I was going to Iceland, so I was like, I don't want any Mercury retrograde issues when I'm traveling. And I had a good time, and I didn't have any Mercury retrograde issues, thankfully. But they've
Yeah,
sure come home to get me now I'm back, and I think
they
that they saved
waited for
themselves up. They
you.
did. I mean, I did lose an earring in Iceland, but apparently
Okay,
they found it and they're sending it back to me, which is great.
that's
Um,
fabulous.
But yes, I have broken jewelry. Everything I touch, I seems to break, fall over. I try and go places, it doesn't work out, and I'm just like aware of the fact that Mercury is retrograde, and that's okay. And
Hmm.
just taking lots of breaths and going, it's okay that you spilled really expensive flaxseed all over the floor and it's gone under the cover, and it doesn't matter if we will never be able to hoover that up, and it's okay, things like that. Just like. So, and you said you've got a travel story, or a weather story.
Weather story. Yeah, today is really wild out here. I don't know about you, but we got so much wind and it's been going on all day. And I'm kicking myself for not having finished trimming that buddleia yet. So now the seeds are going everywhere. So I'm going to be picking buddleia plants out of every crevice in the alleyway and in my backyard all summer long. However, I managed to get home without getting rained on. The wind was behind me, but I feel like I've been dragged through a hedge. And yeah, it's just really mad. But what is also really mad is that it's really windy in Thailand today also.
Wow.
And it's my daughter's birthday today.
Wow.
Bless Elena, 41
Happy
today.
birthday, Elena.
And at 3 o'clock in the morning, which is when she was born, she sent me a message, which I didn't see because fortunately, at least for today, I wasn't awake at that time. I can be sometimes.
I know.
Um, and she sent me a message to say her new mango tree that her dad bought her for her birthday nearly blew over
Ooh.
because it was that windy. So they all rushed out to pull the tree back upright again. And one of the cats saw her opportunity and leapt out the door. It was the
S-
white one. She's become manic. She's
ah,
completely manic. She's turned into a hoppity rabbit and she's leaping over the grass like some kind of white
so
cloud.
she's enjoying it.
She's loving it, loving it. And she's going, the door's open. I'm going to get out there now while I get a chance. And then she was looking
Oh,
at Elaine like, why are you making me go back in? Stop it.
yeah, 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 totally. And
Yeah.
so it's very element. We have got wind. Mercury is a windy planet, communication, air. So
Mhm.
maybe it's that
Messages on the breeze, whatever. Listen out.
winds
Listen
of
out for messages
change.
because I think there are messages incoming. And also not only that, but the wind now in spring, it's to do with in Chinese
Yes.
medicine, it's the liver and anger. And I have been so angry today.
Oh.
So angry. All of my anger is coming out. Somebody asked me about the things going on, and I just went
Blah!
splurge. You know, it's this and this and this and this. Have you not heard of them? And have you not heard of them? Well, you need to go and look them up because this is what's really going on. The other stuff is all a performance. So don't get distracted. I was like, really?
Really up there, really impassioned. Well,
Well, I
Mars
was impassioned. I wasn't upset. I was just like, can people just, I mean, wake up
will wake
already?
up. Well, the other planets, Mars is in Pisces, but
Shouldn't be
it's
angry, but I am, you see,
no,
I
but
am I am a woody element myself.
yeah, but
Um,
Mars in Pisces is also it's basically twins slightly with the Mercury retrograde because they're next to each other. So
oh yeah, of course they are, because yeah,
so
we're coming
Mars
to the
is still stirring waters, bringing out
stirring
emotional
the water, of
truths and
course.
things like that.
Mm.
Jupiter's gone direct.
I heard that this morning.
So
Yeah.
that's good because that means that basically the introspection into family past and everything to do with kind of the Cancer zodiac is now coming out for healing. So, I mean, the
Perfect time to do the ancestral DNA then.
perfect time. I mean, we've got spring equinox, not this weekend, but the following weekend, which is the awakening of the light side and the putting to bed of the shadow self. So it's like we want to be in the best position that we possibly can. All my nettles have come through. I've just made nettle and cleaver soup. It's
Yes.
like the garden is saying, I mean, my daffodils are running riot. They're dwarfing everybody else in their sight. I've got all my kind of, I can't even remember their names, even though I do know their names, and I knew their names till approximately 1 minute ago. Anyway, the little purple hyacinth grape things.
Yeah.
I have those. I have everything out in full flood going, come on, this is, and I'm feeling the urge personally to clear out cupboards and to throw things away. So it's that spring energy of
Hmm.
clearing through. And we've got a new moon, we've got Alder next week, just before the spring equinox. So you've got the energy of Alder coming in. Yeah, the new moon is on the 19th, and then you've got
Mm.
um, equinox on the 21st. So this
Yeah.
kind of new beginning in Alder. It's the fourth tree. I was reading somewhere that because three for me is the magic number, and it is the magic number, but somebody was saying actually it's four because you've got, and I kind of work with this and have been working with this more recently in my meditations with people, because you've got the mind, the body, and spirit, but then you've also got the heart or the intuition, because the
Yeah.
mind is different to the heart intuition aspect. So four.
Well, yeah, but you could say the threefoldness that Steiner talked about, which was the head, hand, and the heart.
Head, hand, so
So
body.
it's
Mm.
making and doing, thinking and feeling, thinking and doing. I mean, in
Where's
that order,
spirit?
more or less,
Where's spirit?
in the heart.
Mm. Yeah, that's true. Mm.
Mm, I think.
Interesting. I think it's pause for
I think.
thought. I mean,
I'm not a
four,
Steiner scholar, so let's not get too
no,
carried
but
away. But
well,
that
I'm
is
not,
something I remember from my acquaintance with Steiner.
I just, yeah, I think, but four is the number of Cancer. Four is the number of the moon. Four is the number of
Ah,
stability. Four is the number of family.
mm,
So, four is also the number of Saturn as well as Cancer. It's Capricorn and Cancer.
mm,
So you've got this kind of yeah,
mm.
why? It just is
Yes, it
stability,
is. Yeah.
responsibility. So
Mm,
um this tree is about that. It's about grounding into the space, really. Three, Ash was and still is one of the remaining week or so of Ash, of kind of the psychicness, the intuition, the liminal space between the shadow and the light self. And then we get
yes.
into the light awakening. So we want to be grounded in the light, really. We want to
Yeah.
be as stable as we can be and not distracted by shadow work in the lighter months. Ideally, obviously, sometimes it's impossible not to be because things happen. The
Yeah.
world is very tumultuous at the moment as everything is coming out, and people are really getting to see how contorted and
Mm,
twisted and dark these people are, and how intertwined they are, and what a tiny little club it actually is.
yeah.
Club where everybody knows each other and everybody's pretty guilty.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think there's any
I
exception.
didn't know them very well. Yeah.
I
You were
know,
way
it's like,
closer to them than we were.
yeah, you're bullshit. It's like,
Yeah, yeah,
there's
right.
systems within systems. This is how it works. It's like,
Yeah.
I've lived in microeconomies and in micro worlds, and everybody does know everybody and knows how to get around things and knows
Mm,
who's responsible. Oh, if you want that done, then you need to speak to so and so kind of thing.
mm,
And they
mm,
they kind
mm,
of that's their little fiefdom of control.
mm.
So, in fact, one of my
Yeah.
clients was getting really upset about Salvatore Berlusconi's comparison to Epstein, because she was saying people were saying, "Oh, he Epstein's just like your Italian prime minister," and she was saying, "Not at all. My Italian prime minister, yes, he's a womanizer, but he's a womanizer. He's not a pedophile. It's like there's a very big difference. He's not child trafficking. It's like,
Mm,
what's
mm,
going on?"
mm,
But
mm,
yeah, tempers are flying
mm.
high, as you say,
They are.
June.
They are indeed.
The main message of the astrology at the moment is truth.
Mm,
We've got the Saturn Neptune conjunction, and we'll have that for a long while yet. Just
mm.
saying, you're gonna have to live your dreams, whether you like it or not. And
Hang on in there. Yeah. I think this is definitely the message. And I got a fair few people. I saw 12 people for mini massages today. and most of them were quite jumpy, which is another thing
Mm.
that wind does to people. You
Yeah,
know how we
puts
say
the
how
wind up.
animals are out and the dogs got the wind up their tails,
We
or
say it about
children
people.
children in play groups, they're all like, oh, they've been out in the wind and they come in all yeah, yeah, it's a bit like that today. But yeah, I think I was the only one who was really, really angry.
The masseur
Oh,
herself was the angry one.
yeah,
But,
not when I was doing the massages, but yeah, yeah.
well, you maybe need to look at where that Mercury retrograde, which house it's activating, like, because it's going to be in a certain
Let's have a
position. So it's
look.
going to be, let's see where it is astrologically, like if it's in kind of
Where is
the,
it now? It's in Pisces.
yeah, it's retrograde
Oh,
Pisces.
that's my first house.
So it's
And
activating,
Mars is in actually in my first house as well, but it's in Aquarius. Because
but
my first house is very big.
so your whole lifetime is about you and learning your personal identity, but those are in
Mm.
your natal chart. What are the transits? That's what I'm talking about. The
Oh,
transit of
at the end
Mercury.
of Pisces, we're heading towards the second.
Mercury is at 12 degrees retrograde, right?
Yeah,
So of Pisces. So what you need to do is find Pisces on your chart, find 12 degrees. Each one of the little dashes is one
yeah,
degree generally,
yeah.
and tell me what house that's in. Is that still in your
It's
first house?
bang in the middle of the first house.
Right. Well, that's activating you.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Tell me something I don't know. Um,
Fine.
here
It's
I
all
am.
fine. Yeah,
I
here I
know.
am, everybody. Just
Yeah.
get out of the way. I mean, there is no room for me anymore to be mincing my words. I think I'm going to try and be as kind as I can with people and not deliberately hurt people's feelings. But the truth is just coming out of my mouth. I've never been able to stop myself.
Well,
My mother tried to condition me to be a people pleaser, but it was never going to work with that birth chart.
but it also, June, nature has made you of diminutive stature. So you look really gorgeous and soft and, little.
Cute.
And so, Mrs. Pepperpot size. So, and there you are.
A
And I
Rottweiler
reckon you can get away with it though, because if you were big and tall, then
would be
you'd
too
be pretty
scary.
you'd be pretty intimidating. Everyone would be like, "Oh my God, June's coming!" Where they're like,
Well,
"Oh,
they're already, I have to tell you this. People are already like that with me. People have told me this, that they're
oh wow,
scared of me in the past. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
oh,
I can shoot daggers from my eyes.
Scorpio."
I can, yeah.
She's a
Yeah.
Scorpio, everyone.
Scorpio with Mars in my
Yeah.
first house. I mean, what am I going to do? It's like, get out of the way. I'm coming through. I don't know, but yeah, but I wanted to, we're going to talk about all that equinox and the new moon stuff next time, aren't we?
Well, we're
Um,
gonna miss that because we're 1 week out.
are we?
Yeah, because we're on the 12th today and it's next week.
Oh, oh, well, while we're on the next week thing, there,
So,
Pam Gregory said there was some major planetary thing on the 17th. What's she talking about?
don't know, haven't got it listed.
Yeah, the new moon is the 19th. Oh,
Yeah.
we've slipped, haven't we? What's going on?
Probably because I've been going away so much.
Well, I don't know. We try and be every 2 weeks. What can we do? I'm free on the 20th, which is the equinox.
I'm sure, but we can talk about that another time.
We
I'm just
can.
looking at your what's happening on the 19th,
17th, Pam
seven-
said.
17th. Well, the moon is in Pisces at 0 degrees of Pisces. The sun is, 26 degrees of Pisces. So the moon and the sun are in the same sign.
Hmm.
I can't see anything spectacular from there, but maybe she's got, maybe she's talking about conjunctions or something like that. I can't be bothered to look
Yeah.
into it.
Or
Because I can't be bothered, it would take me time
her
to
extra things.
look in. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I think that's it for us because now we're just talking about when we're going to see each other again, and you don't need to be party to that, do you? Do you want to be party to that?
Well, I did want to talk about the age of Aquarius because
Oh,
Litmus Freeman had a big thing on holistic radio the other day going on about it, but I haven't listened to it yet. And it Are we in it? Are we not? I mean, it's kind of like a mixed thing.
Well, Pluto's gone in.
Yeah.
So if you want to rule, and you are ruled by Pluto, Scorpio. So
Oh,
if
yes.
you want to kind of, see that Pluto's like the oldest planet and, is,
Mm.
well, the one of the giants. So he's in it. Saturn and everybody else is in Aquarius, I mean in Aries. So we've got quite a long way to wait for them to go backwards into that. So I think that we're judging the kind of age of Aquarius by where Pluto is what understanding is.
Ah,
That's my understanding, but
I will ask him about that.
you ask him.
I
But
will.
it is the dawn of Aquarius. It can't not be because technology
No.
is moving at a rate of knots, and Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. And it's also the time we can see all around us with all these shocking things happening all the time around the
Mm,
world, like explosions, natural disasters, wars, it's all just kicking off. And that's all very the Tower card. And it is all coming home to roost. So for me, we're very much in the age of Aquarius, 100%.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any doubt. But again, we live in our own realities. We choose to believe what we choose to believe. It has to come from what fits with your heart. That's the message of this astrology time is like
Mm,
truth, truth, truth. But it's
yeah.
your truth, and truth is relative down here on Earth, up in the upper echelons. Truth is a different thing entirely. There's no gray areas.
Yes.
It's a universal
That's
truth up
that
there.
there is that.
But there's
Yes.
shades of truth down here.
Mm,
I mean, someone was saying, I'm going to just end on this.
yeah.
Someone sent me a post that somebody else had posted about the difference between intuition and imagination. And they were saying that you could tell the difference between intuition and imagination when you really sat and thought about where the thought had come from. Did the thought feel intuition is supposed to make you feel pulled into a thought, and imagination is supposed to make you feel pushed into a thought, and the more you think about that, the more clearer you become. Now I think that would be relatable for some people, but certainly not relatable for all. And then I think, well, if it's imagination, where does imagination begin and end? Where does anything begin and end? And who put that into your imagination? Where did that even come from? So it's just like, ripples, people, ripples.
Ripples.
So big,
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
philosophical questions. Um, and does it really matter? What are you doing
Well,
and using your intuition for? It's like there's that whole argument of, oh, so and so did this. Well, what motivated that person to do that? Was that part of a grand design by is that part of a huge picture? Or is that a microscopic detail?
yeah.
What is free will? Do we even have it?
Oh, such a good question. We can end on questions. I
We
like
are
it.
going to end on questions because we're in the age of a Mercury going backwards in Pisces.
There are so many questions.
So blessed be one and all, and we will see you soon.
Bye.